Hey guys, if you've been following along, this is part 3, and it's the big one. The largest federal housing law in about 30 years is now officially in effect. And here's the wild part. The president never signed it. No signature, no veto. It just became law midnight on July 11th. In this video, I'm breaking down the whole thing. The new loan programs, the Wall Street investor rules, what it means for renters, and honestly, what it doesn't do. Because there's a lot of hype out there right now, and you deserve the real picture. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a realtor licensed in Connecticut and Massachusetts, and right now I'm especially focused on helping Connecticut buyers, renters, and sellers make clear, confident decisions. My whole thing is explaining real estate without pressure and without the hype. So grab a coffee and let's actually go through this together. So how it became law without a signature. It's called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, and it stands for Renewing Opportunity in the American Dream. And it passed with numbers you almost never see anymore. 358 to 32 in the House and 85 to 5 in the Senate. Democrats and Republicans together on housing. There was supposed to be a signing ceremony in late June. It got canceled. The president said he wouldn't sign it. Not because of anything in the housing bill, but as a protest over a completely separate elections bill. But here's your civics lesson for the day. Under the Constitution, if the president doesn't sign or veto a bill within 10 days while Congress is in session, it becomes law automatically. So at 12:01 a.m. on July 11th, it just became law, quietly. And it's the first major housing law in this country that has passed since the 1990s. Okay, this is the chapter almost nobody is covering, and it's the one that could actually touch your life. There are 5 loan changes in this law, and let me walk you through them. Number 1, small dollar mortgages. That's any home loan of $100,000 or less. Here's the problem it solves. Applications for smaller mortgages get denied often. Not because buyers aren't qualified, but because lenders make less money on small loans. So many just didn't want to write them. This law creates a pilot program that can pay lenders incentive to write these loans. And this is the part I need you to hear. It can give buyers direct grants towards down payment, closing costs, title insurance, and the appraisal. If you've been looking at condos or lower priced homes in Hartford County, this is your section. Number 2, compensation fix. The law directs Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to study why loan officers get paid less on small loans, and it gives them the power to write rules so originators aren't penalized for helping you buy an affordable home. It also lets them adjust the points and fees limits that made small loans unprofitable. That's the plumbing that makes number 1 actually work. Number 3, appraisal protections. Lenders now have to maintain a real process for you to request a second appraisal or a reconsideration of value if yours comes in low. If you've ever heard about a deal dying over a questionable appraisal, this gives buyers an actual path to fight back. In a state full of older homes like Connecticut, huge. Number 4, FHA multifamily loan limits went up. For the first time since 2003, that's the financing builders use for apartments and condo buildings. Higher limits mean more projects penciled out, which means more supply gets built. You won't feel it this month. You'll feel it in a few years. Number 5, rural and USDA loans. This law gives USDA the power to modify loans for low-income rural homeowners to keep their homes affordable, an option most other borrowers already had. If you're in the quiet corners of Connecticut, then that's your protection. And one bonus, the law leans hard into manufactured and modular housing, including grants to preserve manufactured home communities, because a factory-built home is one of the most realistic, affordable paths left in this market. My honest caveat on all of this, none of this forces your lender to do anything tomorrow. Pilots take time. But if you've ever been told your price range was too small to finance, that door is opening, and I want you to be ready for it. Okay, what it does for renters. If you're renting now, here's what the law actually changes and what it doesn't. 1, more affordable units get preserved. The law raises the cap on a program called RAD, which rehabs and preserves aging affordable housing by another 100,000 units nationwide. That's existing affordable housing that stays affordable instead of falling apart or converting. 2, rural renters get protected. If you live in a rural rental property with a USDA-backed mortgage, tenants were losing their rental assistance the moment that mortgage matured. This law fixes that as assistance continues. It also makes those properties easier for nonprofits to take over instead of investors. 3, more apartments get built. Those higher FHA multifamily limits I mentioned, that's rental construction financing. More apartment supply is the only thing that reliably slows rent growth over time. 4, and this is my favorite, the rent-to-own path. Remember that rule blocking big investors from buying homes? One of the few exceptions is for programs that help renters build credit and eventually buy the home that they're living in. The federal government literally wrote renters becoming owners into law as the good outcome. Now the honest part, because I promised you, no hype. This law does not create rent subsidies. It does not cap your rent. If your rent is too high today, nothing in this bill lowers it tomorrow. Most renters in the country are already spending more than 30% of their income on housing. This law works on that problem, but slowly, from the supply side and not instantly. So here's what I tell my renters in Connecticut. Don't wait for a law to save you. Find out where you actually stand, because between the small dollar mortgage pilot, the buyer grants, and programs Connecticut already has, you might be closer to buying than you think. And knowing costs you nothing. DM me. My contact information is in the box below. I am happy to help. FHA Multifamily Programs is a completely separate hub program that ensures financing for apartment building developers of 5+ units. That's the one the law touched. The law increases FHA multifamily loan limits, and the Mortgage Bankers Association confirmed it raises HUD's multifamily loan limits for the first time since 2003. So don't confuse this with the actual loan. You know, we have conventional loans, we have FHA loans. Don't confuse it. They're the headline everyone is talking about. Big institutional investors, companies that control 350 or more single-family homes, are now blocked from buying more single-family houses, with a few specific exceptions. Things like build-to-rent communities, renovate-to-rent projects, where they have to actually put real money into fixing the home, and programs that help renters build credit so they can eventually buy the house themselves. Now, honest moment. This matters most in markets where corporate buyers were gobbling up starter homes, which was more of a Sun Belt problem than a Connecticut problem. But here's why it still matters to you. It's a signal. The federal government just said, starter homes should go to people, not portfolios. And in a tight market like ours, every starter home that stays available to an actual family counts. In Connecticut. So let's bring it home. Connecticut's biggest problem is simple. We don't have enough houses. This law pushes on that from a few different directions. It streamlines federal reviews for certain housing programs. It supports manufactured and modular homes as a real, more affordable option, and it raised FHA loan limits for apartment construction for the first time since 2003, which could mean more rental supply getting built in the future. For my Connecticut buyers specifically, the small dollar mortgage piece matters more here than people realize, because we still have real inventory under and around that price point, especially condos and homes in Hartford County. And the appraisal protections matter in a state full of older homes where appraisals can get complicated. Bottom line. So should you change your plans because of the law? Mostly no. Experts are pretty clear that buyers and sellers shouldn't expect prices to drop fast. This is a foundation, not a magic wand. But should you understand it? Absolutely. The buyers who win aren't the buyers who react to headlines. They're the ones who understand what's actually changing and position themselves early. If a small dollar program or a buyer grant opens up in Connecticut, you want to be the person who already knew it was coming. I put together a free written guide that breaks all of this down for buyers and renters. The loans, the rental side, and exactly how I can help you figure out where you fit. The link is in the description below. If you want to talk through your own situation, no pressure, just clarity, message me the word CT and we'll start there. I'm Rachel Natal. This is part 3. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.